Okay guys, welcome back to the bench. Last time we talked about the Scorpion. I'm not sure I called it the Scorpion then, but I have come up with a name, Scorpion. And as you can see, we had mocked up the suspension system, and we're going with 4 links on both sides. They're both front and rear. And we have that set now. And our wheelbase is about 12.3 inches. That's what we're working with. More like 12 and a half. I've made the links just a little bit longer because the rear was just barely making it. The tire is kind of close to the frame. Now, the width of the axles is 8 inches. I'm going to need more than that. I need to get the tires out there almost 9 inches. So we are going to extend the hubs. I got these wheel hub extensions. They're metal. They're wheel hex 12 millimeter, and there's 20 millimeters a piece. So we're going to extend the wheels base, the axle length, approximately 40 millimeters, which should give us approximately 1.5 inches. And I said I needed at least 1 inch. So we're going to place these. They're made out of metal. The inserts that go inside of them are made out of metal. And we're going to see if that will bring our wheels out far enough to miss the chassis. The set of hubs comes with the extender, the insert, the pins you need, and that's it. So let's give it a shot to see what happens. These axles have a screw inside of them. Set screw to hold a hex on. And I just dropped that stupid screw. Now let's see what happens if we use the pins that we already have. They seem to be a little short, but I don't know. No, they're the same. All right, and then these turn in here to hold the wheel on. So let's see how that works. Okay, so that works pretty good. And that brings it out just past the frame. That's close. But it works. So we're going to put those on all four, at least the rear. Okay, so we've extended our width of the axles, or wheels, just enough to clear the chassis by adding 20 millimeter hex extenders onto the axles. So again, we have 4-link in the back, 4-link in the front, and next we're going to continue with this suspension by getting the shocks. And I ordered shocks, and here they are. I ordered G-made shocks. They are G transition shocks, 80 millimeters black. And of course you can see we have to build it. Now we're going to get ready to put these shocks on the truck. So let's see what we can do. Alright, today we're going to put in the shocks on the Scorpion. So welcome back. The shocks are, if you haven't already seen, were made by G-Made. I have a video that shows how I put them together. You have to build your shocks. You can make them either for a droop setup or a sprung setup. I'm setting them up as droop to start with because I kind of want this vehicle to sit low, lower than if it was sprung. So we're going to set it up as a droop. I'm putting the back shocks on now. There are several places on this chassis to adjust these shocks. Right now, I'm just putting them on the axles, and then we'll try to figure out where on the chassis we actually want to put them. I'm placing them on the inside of the link on the axle rather than the outside, just because the chassis, or seems to be a better line to the point of the chassis that we want to use if they're on the inside of the link. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to do that, but I think if you want them pretty much straight up and down, you got to figure out where you want them to hang in reference to the chassis. Oh my goodness. There it is. Thought I lost a little screw or nut, a little lock nut. It goes on the screw that goes through the Okay. So now we have the back shocks in place. And where we're going to put them on the bot chassis, I am going to start right at the highest point in the center and see how that works. Dang, there's so much paint inside those holes. The screws won't go in. That's okay. All right, so places to hook the shocks on this chassis, which is really cool. I'm picking the highest point at this point, just for starters. Then if we want to go any lower, or if we want to lean the shocks back forward, there's a lot of adjustment here. All right. All right, the stance looks pretty good right now. We're going to go with that. I'll put the front shocks on and then I'll come back and we'll take a look at it from the side profile, see what you think. Okay guys, here it is with its suspension. I don't know what you think. I kind of like it. We'll see what happens when we actually drive it. This is what it looks like from the rear. And here's the stance from the front.